So in today's video, I'll be discussing the line of discontinuity. To understand the concept of what this is, I'll be starting by drawing out two functions. The first function, f of x, which is equal to x plus 2. And the second function is going to be h of x. This one's a bit more complicated. It's going to be equal to x squared plus x minus 2 all over x minus 1. So to start off with, let's draw out the first function f of x. I'll draw a Cartesian plane. We need that. So to draw out a linear function, we just need the intercepts. So then when x is equal to 0, the y value is going to be 2. So that's why the y-intercept is going to be equal to 2. And then when y is equal to 0, x is going to equal to negative 2. So that's why our x-intercept is negative 2. So now we have the first function f of x out the way, simple linear function. Let's compare it with the second function h of x. First thing we have to realize is there's going to be a non-permissible value, which is a value that this function cannot equal, and that is 1. So because if it does equal 1, then we'll have 0 in the denominator, and then you cannot divide by 0. So the next step would be to simplify. So simplify x squared plus x minus 1, that is simplifies into x plus 2 times x minus 1 all over x minus 1, and then these two cancel off. So now you're left with x plus 2, and now you're thinking, oh, we're done. Right here we have the function, because x plus 2, we're going to do the same thing, but that's not the case, because like I mentioned before, the non-permissible value is x cannot equal 1. So then it's not going to be like that graph. It's not going to be the same as f of x. Very, very similar, but not the same. So I'll show you. So when we draw this one out, I'll just label the graph. 1, 2, 3. So now I'll use a different color. So it's going to be in 1 degree, so it's going to be linear. It's going to be the same as before. However, as x approaches 1, there's going to be a hole right there at the point 1 and 3. And that is because if you sub in 1 to the original function, this one right here, then you will not get a value because you'll be dividing by 0. So then even though when we simplify it, we get a function x plus 2, then NPV will remain and cause a hole to happen at the point 1 over 3. So to conclude, a point of discontinuity is a point, so order pair of the function h of x that is not a continuous or missing in the line of the function. So there's a hole in the graph. So you draw a hole like I did over here. So there's a hole in the graph, and it's going to be at the point where there's no value. So thank you so much for watching, and hope you guys learned what a line of discontinuity is.